So, good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Is the PPT visible properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, in the last lecture, what we have seen? What are the functions of the data link layer? Can anybody tell me? We'll just revise. Yes. What are the functions of data link layer? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes,
Error
ma'am.
detection.
Yes. So, what is the answer?
Error
Anybody?
detection.
Pardon, Priyanka?
Error detection.
Yes. Error detection and correction. Okay. Next. Any other function?
Flow control, acknowledgement,
Yes. Flow control. Then
framing,
framing. Yes. So basically any layer, it provides services to the upper layers. So here, which is the layer above data link layer, it is the network layer. So services provided by the data link layer to network layer. Okay, that is one of the function. And what it is like, we have already seen there are number of devices which work at different layers. Okay, so here in this case, the data unit which is handled is frame. So whatever packets are there, they are accepted from the network layer. They are converted to frame at the transmitter end. At the receiver end, again, it is receiving that zeros and ones from the physical layer. So it will have the frame. It will remove the, just 1 minute, I'll just show that PPT only. Okay, so it is having these four functions: services provided to the network layer, framing, error control, and flow control. So this is the packet which is at a transmitter end. At the transmitter end, what is the function of data link layer? To add the headers and trailers and make a frame. Okay, and at the receiver end, it will remove this header and trailer and pass this packet which it had received to the network layer. Then virtually we are having that these are the peer-to-peer layers. That is, we are assuming that the network layer is directly communicating with the data link layer directly communicating with the data link layer at the receiver end. But actually the actual path is it is having it is converted into the physical layer data unit, and then through physical layer it is transmitted. So that is the actual communication. Then we have already seen that what is the framing. Okay, we have seen framing. It adds, there are different methods of framing: length count, special characters, bit stuffing, and special encoding. Length count is whatever is the size of the frame. That is one frame. If it contains 4 characters, it will calculate that length, and the first bit of the, that is starting of the frame, will be the count, and accordingly that many characters will be taken as the one frame, and then the next frame starting will be with, again starting with the character count. Next, another method is special characters. You are inserting some special characters, something like how we have escape sequences in our C programming. Okay, so something like that. There are certain boundaries. That is, there are certain special characters which will be inserted as the starting and the ending of the frame. And there is bit stuffing. That is, bit stuffing is if there is a continuation, like you can have your own algorithm for it. That is, say for example, if you have continuation, in continuation you have number of ones, then to avoid that, like assuming that it is a noise, or to like uh, to distinguish it from the noise, okay, it will be having you will be inserting a bit. That is, after continuation, if in continuation 8 ones are there, then after 5 ones you insert 0. Okay, so after every 5 consecutive ones you insert a 0, and then at the receiver end that 0 will be removed, and the entire 8 ones will be transmitted as one data. That is bit stuffing. And special encoding is something like you have the combination of all these multiple methods. So, and you have the uh, representation of the signal in not in the normal manner. That is, you have the transition from high to low or low to high, you represent it as 1 and 0, and not as the levels. Then we have seen the errors, error detection and correction. So we have seen 3 types. We have seen there is a parity bit, there is a Hamming code. What is my parity bit? You calculate number of ones. So you can have even parity or odd parity. You have parity generators, parity checkers, and error correcting codes. You have Hamming code as the example. You have checksum, that is, you calculate CRC and checksum. So now we will see okay, we'll see this parity checking. What do you mean by parity checking? You have a single bit parity. You add a single bit parity to the data. You detect single bit errors. Okay, this is detecting. When you have parity, it is detecting only. So say for example, you have D data bits. Okay, for these D data bits, you add a parity bit at the end. So for example, here how many ones are there? Okay, you calculate the number of ones. You assume that whether it is an even parity or odd parity, and accordingly you add either 1 or 0. Now in this case, say for example, we are having a odd parity. Odd parity means number of ones should be odd. So in this case, if you count the number of ones, they are 9. So it is a odd parity, and you assume that you are following odd parity, so you will add parity bit as 0. This is a single bit parity. You can have 2-dimensional bit parity. Now this 2-dimensional parity bit is like it will detect and it will correct also a single bit error. So for example, you calculate the parity for rows and you calculate the parity for columns also. Okay. Say for example, this is the data. Okay. So here this is 10101. Here you can see, suppose you are following even parity. Now in this case, they are following even parity. Now in this even parity, to make this particular parity even, what you are using? you are using, this is the odd parity. So to make it even, you add 1. Here this is already even, so you add 0. Here this is already odd, so you add 1 to make it even. Okay, so the data bits which will be transmitted along with this is this 101 will be appended at these 3 bits. And when you calculate the column parity, you have 110 here. This is even, so 0. Here also even, so 0. This is odd, so you will add 1. This is even, so 0. This is again odd, so 1. So this is the entire two-dimensional bit parity. Now there are no errors because you have calculated ones and zeros like this. But suppose in transmission, it may happen that in transmission, this 1, you can see this 1 is changed to 0 here. Okay. Now in this case, what will happen? Here, this entire thing is transmitted as it is. So here when it will recalculate the parity bit, what will happen? Is the PPT visible properly? Am I audible properly?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. So in this case, what will happen? This number of ones is odd, so this is right. Here number of ones are odd, so actually this should have been 1. But now this is 0. So it will identify that the parity bit which is received is wrong. Okay. Similarly, over here, if you see, this is 1, this is right. But when it will calculate the column parity, again it will identify there is an error over here and there is an error over here. So this is like the game of cards where you identify, you ask which one in this row, which one in this column, and then you identify the position. Something like that. Here you identify the position like error lies in this row and error lies in this column. So it has to be this particular bit which is received as 0, but it should be actually 1. So if it makes 1, you will get the entire thing properly. So this particular two-dimensional bit parity will detect and correct single bit errors. So at the receiver end only it can identify, that is it can detect the error and it can correct single bit error. Okay, so this is how the two-dimensional bit parity works. So this is the parity checking. Now in this case again similarly you have odd parity or even parity. Now next is the checksum. So for checksum, it will be detecting the errors in whatever you are transmitting. It will calculate the checksum and then that checksum will be transmitted. At the receiver end, it will again calculate the checksum and it will match whether the received checksum is correct or it is matching with the transmitted. Whatever received is same as what you have calculated. Then it will say that there is no error. But if it is not matching, then the error is detected. Okay. Now in this case, what happens is generally this is done at transport layer. That means when later on we will see at transport layer you have TCP and UDP, two protocols which are used. In UDP, whatever header is added, so UDP header contains checksum. So you calculate the checksum on that header and you transmit. At the receiver end, again you calculate the checksum and you match. Okay, so it will see whether the whatever UDP header is received is correct or not. So in checksum means you are actually calculating the CRC, that is cyclic redundancy check. Okay, now how to calculate this cyclic redundancy check or CRC? Whatever remainder you are getting after this, that is transmitted as a checksum actually. Say for example, there are data bits. D data bits are there. Okay, and this this is the data, actual data which you want to transmit, and at the you will be appending CRC bits. That is, this is the checksum which you will calculate, and these CRC bits will be appended, and the data which is transmitted is D plus R. Okay. Now for this, how to calculate the CRC bits? The CRC bits is actually the checksum which is calculated. How to calculate checksum? Now there is a formula. The formula is D into 2 raised to R XOR with R is a mathematical formula. Now this is generally used for ATM and HDCL in practice. Now here, what is this D, what is this R, how to calculate this R is something like there is a generator polynomial. Generator polynomial is used for, say for example, data bits is D as the binary number. Say for example, this is the number of binary digits which are there in the data. You will have a generator which will be used, which will have R plus 1 bit pattern. So if there is a R plus 1 bit pattern you are using, you will get R CRC bits and the remainder is R. Okay, here I will just show you the formula. This may become complicated. So actually this is D into 2 raised to R XOR with R. Equivalently, we get it as R as the remainder. Remainder of what? D into 2 raised to R upon G. So basically you require a generator polynomial. These generator polynomials are something like this x1001. This means that this is the 2 raised to 0 position. Say for example, this is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, and 2 raised to 3. Okay, these are the bit positions. So you have this as 1. This will be added with x raised to 0, x raised to 1. This is x raised to 2, x raised to 3. So the generator polynomial which will be used over here is x raised to 3. That is 1 x raised to 3 plus 1. If you are having 1, 1, 0, 1, that means this is x cube plus x square plus 1. There are certain standard generator polynomials which are used over here. Here we are using x cube plus 1. Okay, so this the value of this G is 1001. Now you will be dividing, this is the data bit. Okay, this is the D as the data bit. 101110. Okay, this is the data bit. Now this data bit is divided by this. This is a normal division. So if you see over here, when you divide it, you do XOR. Okay, so this 1001, 1011 is there, and you have 1001. So you will put 1 over here, and you have XOR. When you XOR it, this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 1, and this will be 0. So you get 10. Now you take next one down. So you will get 101. Now 101 is not divided by 1001. Okay, so you put 0 and you take next 0 down. So you get 1010. This now you have 1001. You can minus that. So you put 1 over here and you have XORing. So this is again 1. This is again 1. Now you need to append these 3 zeros. So you take this 0. Again you get 0 over here. You have next 0 which is 1001. So you get 1001 XORed again 101. And then you have next 0 which you will get 011. So this 011 is the remainder. So this 011 should be transmitted over here. So along with the D data bits to be sent, you have 011 appended at the end, and the entire data bits will be generated. That will be transmitted. At the receiver end, you know that R bits are the CRC bits. And we know that there is a like peer-to-peer communication. There are certain protocols which are followed. So it knows which particular generator polynomial to be used. Okay, so at the transmitter end, whichever polynomial is used, the same way similar polynomial will be used at the receiver end, and again it is going to calculate the CRC bits in the similar manner. And it is going to calculate this CRC bits, and it is going to check whether whatever is received is right or wrong. Okay, if the number changes or if CRC changes, that means it will identify that it is having error. Is it clear? Is there any doubt in this? Have you understood how to calculate CRC or checksum and parity bits? Yes. Hello. Screen is not changed or what? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Screen is not changed.
It is changed.
Change, ma'am.
Change हो गया ना? Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you understood CRC? Yes. So next is the Hamming code. Now Hamming code, again, it is another type of error detection and error correction codes, which will detect and correct the errors. Technique developed by R.W. Hamming for error correction. There are again some redundant bits which will be added, which are extra binary bits which will be generated and added to the original data. Now how it will be added is, this is 2 raised to r should be greater than m plus r plus 1, where r is the redundant bit and m is the data bit. So suppose you are having 7 data bits. Okay, so for this 7 data bits, the number of redundant bits which will be calculated will be, you have 7 plus 4 plus 1 should be less than 2 raised to 4. That is, this is r. R is the redundant bit. Say for example, if here I take 3, okay, 2 raised to 3 is 8. When I add 7 plus 3 plus 1 will give me 11, which is not less than 8. So I cannot take 3 bits. How many bits are required? Say for example, here if I take 2 raised to 4, what does it mean? 2 raised to 4 is 16. So suppose I add this, 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 1, 12. So now the 16 is greater than 12. That means I should take 4 redundant bits. Okay, so for Hamming code, whatever are the number of data bits, for that number of data bits, how many redundant bits can be added should be decided by this particular formula, which is 2 raised to r should be greater than or equal to m plus r plus 1, where m is the data bits and r is the redundant bits. Now you have parity bit. Parity bit is, you calculate total number of ones, which you have already seen. There are 2 types of parities, even parity or odd parity. So you calculate the parity, and if the count is odd, to make it even, you set the parity bit as 1, so that the total makes it even. And if it is odd parity, you check the number of ones. If the number of ones are even, to make it odd, you add 1 as a parity bit. Okay, so these are the 2 parity bits. Okay, we'll just see this same thing when you want to add R1. Like there are 4. Now we know that, say for the example where we are having 7 bits, you require 4 redundant bits which should be added. Okay, so and what will be the position of those bits is the PPT visible properly?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the position. Now you have 7 bits, 7 number of data bits. You have 4 redundant bits. So total number of bits in the transmitted data will be 7 plus 4. That is 11. So now for this 11 bits, where these 4 redundant bits will be added. Okay, they will be added at 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2. This is 2 raised to, these are the bits, and the corresponding positions will be, for the redundant bits will be 1, 2, 4, and 8. That is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, and 2 raised to 3. Okay, so these 4 bits will be added at the positions of 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, and 2 raised to 3. That is 2 raised to 0 is the first position, 2 raised to 1 is second position, 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 2 is 4, that is fourth position, and 2 raised to 3 is the eighth position. So at these 4 positions, the redundant bits will be placed. Okay, so this is R1, R2, this is R4, and this is R8. So suppose the data to be transmitted is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Say for example, this is the data. Then in this case, this is 1, 0, 1. Now the next one will be written over here, 0, 0, and 1. So you have R1, R2, R4, and R8. These bits will be filled with the parity bit. Okay. Now how to calculate R1, how to calculate R2, how to calculate R4, and how to calculate R8. Now to find the redundant bit R1, for R1 what you have to do is, you have to check the even parity. Okay, now for this, which bits you will be calculating is, you will be checking for the representation, you will be checking 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 1. So R1 bit is calculated using the parity check at all the bits positions whose binary representation includes 1 in the least significant position. Means this is the position. ये first position है, इसका what is the binary equivalent? 0001. Third is 000 0011. This is 0101. This is 0111. This is 1001. This is 1011. Here, if you see, this all bits are all these positions are ending with 0. Binary position, if you see, these are ending with 0. So whichever bit position which is having 1 in the least significant bit, all those positions should be considered for calculation of R1, and for that you check even parity. Okay, so you just check this is 1. Here you check this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit, this, and then accordingly this should be filled. So what should be the value for this R1? What should be the value for this R1? R1 will be, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. 3 ones are there, 4 ones are there. So R1 should be calculated as 0. Because when you have even number of parity, you already have 4 ones in this particular sequence. So this you add 0, it will make the entire positions as even parity. So R1 should be 0. So you get R1 as parity bit value as 0. Next is R2. For R2, you will be calculating the bit positions, or you will be checking the bit positions whose binary representation includes 1 in the second position from the LSB. So second position 1 is this 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, and 11. For this 11-bit data, these are the positions where second position from LSB includes 1. So you will be calculating, or you will be checking these data. So here 1, 0, 1, 0, and 1. So again you will be going for even parity. So what should be the value? This is 1, 1, 1. How many ones are there? Okay, this is 1. This should not be counted. So this one, and this one. So there are 3 ones. So this is odd. So R2 should be made 1 to make it even. Okay, are you getting this position 1, that is 11th position, 10th position. This is 1, again 7th and 6th, 1. So 2 ones, and here this is third one. So to make it even, this also should have been 1. So R2, the parity value will be 1. Now next is R4. How R4 is calculated? Because binary representation includes 1 in the third position. Third position is this 4, 5, 6, and 7. So for R4, these 4 positions are calculated or they are checked, and you will be calculating even parity. So again here this is 1, 0, 0. So to make it even parity, R4 should be 1. Okay, so here again you will have 1 over here in this position. So parity bit R4 or the redundant bit R4 will have the value of 1. Next is R8. How R8 is calculated? In the fourth position wherever there is 1. So 8, 9, 10 and 11. These all are having 1 in the fourth position from LSP. So these are the 4 positions. So here you will calculate or check this. This is 1, this is 0, this is 1. So these two bits are 1. So what will be the calculation of R8? For R8, it is 0. Because you will be checking the even parity. So this bit will be 0. So the total data, actual data transmitted will be 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay, so this is R1 redundant bit, R2 redundant bit, R3 redundant bit, and R4 redundant bit. When you add all those 4 bits, your data becomes this. This is how the data is transmitted. Now, how it checks the error detection and correction. Okay, say for example, 6 bit is changed from 0 to 1 during the data transmission. Okay, so 6 bit is this. Say for example, this is changed from 0 to 1. So in this case, whenever it will calculate at the receiver end, what will happen? At the receiver end, it is going to calculate R0, R1, R2 and R3 again. Okay, so in this case, when you calculate this R0, for R0, you will get it as 0 only, which is correct. When you calculate for R2, this is 1, 1, 1 and 1. So when it was, this will become odd. Again, when you will calculate this, okay, you require R4 to be calculated. You will find that when you follow even parity, this you are getting 1, which 2 bits are wrong. Okay, so actually, when you should have this should be 0. And again over here, there is no error. So it will calculate the bits given in the binary are 0, 1, 1, 0. Representation is 6. So the 6 bit contains an error. This is 0, 1, 1, 0. So when you will calculate R1, R2, R3, R4 again, you will get 0, 1, 1, 0. So this 0, 1, 1, 0 is the error position. Okay, so here it will identify that 6 bit is having error and it will correct it from 1 to 0 so that the whatever data is received is now correct. Have you understood Hamming code? Hello, is there any problem with the PPTs? PPT is not changing. Hello? Hello? PPT is not changing?
Speaking, ma'am.
Huh? अरे बाप रे, ये समझा है क्या फिर? हाँ, थोड़ा लेट है, आई थिंक फ्रॉम नेटवर्क इशू. तो अभी समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? हेलो. Hello. Have you understood or not? Okay, okay. I will show the diagrams from the previous slide again. I'll just explain it. Okay, is this PPT visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So have you understood this? How to add the redundant bits? Okay, I'll explain the thing again. See, suppose you are having 7 data bits. So have you understood how to calculate the number of bits, number of redundant bits? Here we have seen that you require 4 bits, because when you see 2 raised to 4, this will be 7 plus 4 plus 1, which is 12, which is less than this 16. If you take 2 raised to 3, this is 8. 7 plus 3 plus 1 will become 11. So this is not satisfying this particular equation. So you require 4 redundant bits to be added to the M data bits. And we are assuming that there are 7 data bits. So total value of the entire data to be transmitted is 7 plus 4, which is 11. Now out of this 11 bits, what is the position of redundant bits? Okay, so redundant bits will be added at corresponding power position of 2. Power position of 2 means 4 bits. So it is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, and 2 raised to 3. So 2 raised to 0 is the first position, 2 raised to 1 is second position, 2 raised to 2 is fourth position, and 2 raised to 3 is eighth position. So you will have the redundant bits added at R1, R2, R4, and R8. Is the slide changed?
Yes, ma'am.
So you will be having R1, R2, R4, and R8. Okay, this will be added along with the normal data. So say for example, you are having a data 1 0 1 1 0 0 1. So this bits will be along with this redundant bits 1 0 1 1 0 0 1. This is how the bits will be added. Now, what will be the value of R1? You have to calculate what is the value of R1, R2, R4, and R8. Now we are following even parity. Okay, so you will be calculating the value of R1 in such a way that it will create a even parity. Now what bits will be checked for calculation of R1? Okay, all the bits which are ending with 1 at the LSB. LSB position is 1. So when you calculate 1 to 11, all the binary positions, this is 0001, 3 is 0011, 5 is 0101, and so on. So 7, 9, and 11. And if you see this 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, they all are ending with 0. Okay, so you will be considering all these positions. Now, what is the value of these positions? This is 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1. So how many ones are there? There are 4 ones. So this makes even parity. So R1 will be 0. Because you already have even parity. So R1 will become 0. Is the next slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So here in this case, now we will calculate R2. So R2 is second position from LSB. You should have 1 in that second position. So you have 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, and 11. You can see the position values. So this is 1 at the second position, 1 at the second position, and so on. So you will be checking these bits. So here you can see this is 1, 0. This is 1, 0. And this is 1. Now, how many ones are there? This is 1, 2, and 3. So there are odd number of ones. So to make it even parity, R2 should be 1. Then only you will have, for all these 6 positions, you have all 4 ones. So it will make even parity. So the value of R2 bit will be 1. Now the next is R4. Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So for R4, you have to check the bit positions where you have 1 in the third position. So this is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 0, 1, 1, 1. So 4, 5, 6, 7. These 4 positions will be checked. So when you have this data value, you have 1, 0, 0, and this is the R4 position. So here only 1 is there. To make it even parity, you require 1 over here. So R4 will have the value of 1. Okay, so R4 is 1. Now next is R8. How to calculate R8? And in the 4th bit position, you should have 1. So these are the bit positions where you have 1 in the 4th position. So they are 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so here you can see this is 1, 0, and 1. So this is already even parity, 1 and 1. So R8 should be value, R8 0. Okay, value of R8 should be 0. So what should be the data actually transferred? You have R0 as, sorry, not R0, R1. R1 is 0, R2 is 1, R4 is again 1, and R8 is 0. So you have this data transmitted as 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. So instead of 7 data bits, now you are sending 11 bits. Okay, where R are the redundant bits and 7 are the data bits. Okay, so this is how the Hamming code will create the data. This is transmitted, and at the receiver end, say for example, this is the received data. Now, how this Hamming code is used for detecting and correcting the errors? Say, for example, at the 6th position, there is an error. So instead of 0, this has changed to 1. Okay. Now you again calculate R1, R2, R4, and R8. Okay. So here when you will calculate, you see this 11th, 9th, 7th, 5th, 3rd, and 1st position. You get these are all 3, 4. So this is even. So this is 0, which is matching with this R1 whatever received. When you will calculate R2, you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ones. So R2 should be what? Actually, 5 ones are there, but when you remove this R2, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So actually, you are having all 4 ones. So according to the received data, this should have been 0. But this is not 0, this is 1. So accordingly, you should have the bit calculated as 1. Okay, so parity comes as 1. Now in the next R4 position also, you can see this is 1, this is 1, and this is also 1. So when you calculate a parity, this should be 1. Actually, when you calculate this should have been 0. But R4 is received as 1. So there is some error. So it will calculate this parity. This parity is 1. Now for R8, this is 1010. So these are 2 bits which are 1. So parity calculated is even. So 0. So this is right. So you have identified there are R2 and R4. These 2 bits are having error. So now whatever is the calculated parity, this is 0, 1, 1, 0, which makes it binary number as 6. Okay, so the error is at 6th position. So this one should have been transmitted as 0. So it will correct that 1 to 0, and it will again recalculate the R1, R4, R2, and R8. So it will find that whatever redundant bits it has calculated will be proper. So it has identified the error and it was able to correct it. So Hamming code is used for correcting single bit error. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think I should stop over here. We'll continue with the next topic in the next class. First, let me take the attendance. Just wait 1 minute.